So today we're gonna talk about that. Today I learned Subreddit, which is I think kind of the second time or something that we're gonna go through this, or that we're going through this. And I've already seen something that's quite interesting, and we're gonna have a look at it. And so let's start. The first one. Today I learned a quiet American POW was nicknamed the incredibly stupid one by his Vietnamese captors. Upon his return to the US, he provided the names of over 200 prisoners of war. What? Which he had memorized to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Fuck, man. This is nice. It really is nice. Really interesting. Something else that I just had to say, like, why? Why are you doing this? What is the purpose of that? Why should you? And it is, today I learned in Taiwan, every receipt, for every store in the country is also a ticket to a government-run lottery with the top prize being $300,000 US. I do think that this is really just a fucking lot of money for Taiwanese people. Of course, it's also a lot of money for me, like, I'm not gonna lie. But there is gonna be differences, I guess. Or I assume. I don't know, but I assume. But this is really interesting, and I thought about it like, what is the benefit of that? Why would you be doing this? And then I thought, well, maybe this just makes people go to quote unquote official restaurants and shops and stuff, because as I'm seeing there, and I'm actually gonna click here on this link because I wanna know. This is a McDonald's receipt, I don't know what it's called or how to pronounce it. Guide to Taipei, Taiwan Receipt Lottery. So as you can see, it is a McDonald's thing. And I don't know, I can assume that there is a lot of things that are run privately. But I mean, if they say in every store, So I'm not sure, but I think that there might just also be a lot of farmers and people that are just selling their stuff, without any government interaction and stuff like that. And maybe the Taiwanese government is trying to basically actually also make more money by taxes, but also just, of course, give them a reason why to also do that and not go to the farmers or to the friend and whatnot, which is probably cheaper, I guess. But I mean, the chance is there that you're going to win a $300,000 jackpot, which, I don't know, a government could do way more, but let's just let it be what it is. Let's just let it be what it is. But it would actually be very interesting to see what the real reason behind it is, if there is a reason. Today I learned that when Kiefer Sutherland found out about a 24 drinking game where you drink every time he says damn it, he decided to play along and started saying the phrase as many times as he could in an episode. Just imagine it, like you oh my god. Today I learned Al Capone set up an empty storefront with a bookshelf, a broken piano, and an old table, and old tables and chairs to look like an antique store. With advice from a friend, Capone learned to carry himself with the air of a legitimate businessman. Capone printed cards that read, "Secondhand furniture dealer." The question is, why did he do that? Which is not sad there, but I see that it is an NPR art. By the way, an NPR article. And by the way, there's a lot of entries to the Today I Learned subreddit from NPR. Like, it is insane. It seems to be the case that a lot of people are finding some really cool things there. But it's cool, I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, did he use this to sell drugs and still kind of feel good or something? Well, I don't know. Today I learned in the ancient epic Mahabharata. I just remember something right now. I gotta have to take care of Father's Day, and I have to think about something. The king Yudhishthira reaches paradise, but is told his dog is not allowed. Shocked that his dog could not be allowed in, the king chose to return to Earth or go to hell. The god then reveals it was only a test of his virtue and allows both in. What's their point of doing that? I mean, I get it, like, just testing shit, and well, anyway. Today I learned that in 2013, 9 lost episodes of Doctor Who from 1968 were found in the storeroom of a TV station in Nigeria. But the question is why? Why are they there? Or why have they been there? You know what I'm just seeing? Oh no, it's right. I thought that I haven't just pressed the recording button. Because sometimes it's happening. Today I learned there was a mysterious disease that existed in Guam. It was the leading cause of adult death between 1945 and 1956. After the World War II, fruit baits were part of the local diet. What are baits? Local diet at the time and became extinct as a result of overhunting. Well done, motherfuckers. A decline in fruit bait consumption led to a decline in incidence of the disease. I'm such a fucking dumbass. Fruit bats. It's a bat. It's not bait or some shit. It's a bat, which is like this flying motherfucker. By the way, interesting story. It's been in the night of, well, it's actually been in the morning of yesterday. On Friday. Today we're having Monday. And in the night of Friday, I was sitting there because I wasn't able to sleep. I was sitting just in front of my window, looking out of the window and just being like, maybe I'm just gonna chill a bit and then I'm gonna hopefully be able to sleep again. Which kind of turned out to, I think, not be the case, I guess. But what I've seen is a fucking bat flying into my room and returning quite the second it came in, which is really interesting. I mean, like, I thought, well, did this thing figure out that it is just a room and that there is human beings in there? I don't know, but it's been pretty interesting. And then I said to myself, well, no, not gonna do that. I closed the window once again and just laid down. This for me was like, okay, now it's enough. I had enough. I have seen enough. Not gonna deal with that shit. Don't wanna. But yeah. Today I learned 3/4 of US teens and adults are deficit in vitamin D, the so-called sunshine vitamin, whose deficits are increasingly blamed for everything from cancer and heart disease to diabetes, according to new research. And I've also had problems with that, and I've also seen that I'm just really lacking in it. And as I've been just replacing it with supplements, which you can easily do by just buying some supplements, but I've gotten some drop thing to just dissolve in water and then drink. I don't know what's better. I don't know what's more convenient for you or to you, I guess. And yeah, but a lot of people actually do have a deficit, that's for sure. Today I learned indentations on plastic milk jugs have a purpose. The soft, flexible plastic design will bulge if the milk has spoiled, which allows extra room for expansion in frozen and absorbs damage from falling. I see. Okay. Well, we don't have those jugs in Austria, or I think in Europe in general, because we're having those paper things. We are not having anything out of plastic, but we're having those paper big things. And yeah, I don't know if they're better. You're of course not able to just put a fucking gallon into it. Would I buy a gallon of milk? I don't drink milk, so I wouldn't anyway. But I assume that some people like to do that because of whatever reason. I don't know. Today I learned that the Nazis' anti-Jewish Nuremberger Gesetze, Nuremberg laws, were somewhat influenced by the American South Jim Crow laws. I don't know what they are, but interesting. Today I learned that Stephanie Kwolik, the inventor of Kevlar, was working on finding a new lightweight substitute for the steel belting in automobile tires. On fears of a looming oil shortage and in anticipation of a market for lighter tiers, what resulted was a new fiber 5 times stronger than steel by weight. Which is fucking cool, and I just totally appreciate that it's been a woman. And it's also credited to a woman, which is not always the case. That a man is like, okay, it's actually been me. Even though it was not him, which is fucked up. Don't do that. Give credit. Today I learned that many Chinese soldiers that came into contact with protesters at Tiananmen Square refused to open fire on civilians. One official even refused to obey orders by pretending he didn't receive any messages. There was even infighting between the various units over violence against civils or civilians, which is a pretty cool thing. But I gotta have to say, also in the protests in the States right now, there is also policeman of color. And I mean, yeah, shit is going on, I understand, but in the end, we're all human beings. And maybe I'm just way too positive about things. I don't know. I just don't believe in the bad in people, really don't. Today I learned an unnamed 9-year-old Girl Scout sold over 300 boxes of Girl Scout cookies in 6 hours from her wagon in front of a San Diego marijuana dispersary in 2018. She followed in the footsteps of 13-year-old Danielle Lay, who in 2014 sold 117 boxes of Girl Scout cookies in 2 hours outside San Francisco pot shop. I mean, either they all thought, well, these are fucking great cookies, with a little bit of weed in them. And or they thought, well, I just am really fucking hungry because of the weed, and then they bought it. I don't know what's true. Could be both. Could be just also only one thing of them. I don't actually know. Today I learned that Aykroyd has Tourette's and Asperger's and was born with webbed toes and 2 different colored eyes. He also has strange obsessions with law enforcement and ghosts, which later led to the idea for Ghostbusters. Okay. I don't know who Dan Aykroyd is. Probably the inventor of Ghostbusters, I guess. I'm not sure. Today I learned in the book Gulliver's Travels, the Laputans, scientists who live on a magnetically levitating island, discovered 2 moons of Mars. This was 150 years before we actually discovered Mars had moons. Which is strange, but cool. Today I learned the reason Allied forces had nets on their helmets during World War II was to reduce the helmet shine, and it would also allow soldiers to place bits of foliage to increase their camouflage. Which makes sense, and I think at this point in time it is kind of normal. But we have all just evolved. War evolved, unfortunately. Yeah. Today I learned approximately 71% of the 34 million 17 to 24-year-olds in the US would not qualify for military service because of reasons related to health, physical appearance, and educational background. 71%. 71%. This is a really fucking lot. It's more than a third, more than 2/3, I'm sorry. It's actually a really fucking lot. Today I learned that Maya Moore, the best women's basketball player in the world, retired early to fight for criminal justice reform. She helped overturn a wrongly convicted man who served 22 years of a 50-year sentence. His name is Jonathan Irons. I don't know what Jonathan Irons is, but I have to look it up. Seems to be kind of a relevant thing to say. Star Maya Moore helped overturn his conviction. Kevin Spacey, fictional character. Well, I don't know. It seems not to be that relevant though. Oh no. Well, anyway, there it is. Today I learned that Alice Cooper was one of 9 donors to restore the Hollywood sign in 1978. Cooper's donation, which is the second O, was made in memory of Groucho Marx. The second O. Which one? From the right, from the left? Today I learned Winston Churchill suffered a landslide defeat in the 1945 United Kingdom general election following the war. Yes, he indeed did. Today I learned humans have developed injections containing nanoparticles which, when administered into the eye, convert infrared into visible light, giving night vision for up to 10 weeks. The question now is it healthy? Probably not. Is it cool? Yeah, it is. Are you going to be able to sleep? I don't actually know. It kind of feels like semi, yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, if you just close your eyes, then it's going to be fine. Do you notice it? I actually do want to check it out. Popularmechanics.com. I don't know this site. I don't know if it is trustworthy. Troops could have night vision injected into their eyes. The procedure would do away with bulky, electrically powered goggles. Yeah, but we've just Yeah, well, researchers in China and the US have created injectable night vision that works in mice. How do they know? If the technology transfers to humans, it could mean doing away with large, cumbersome night vision goggles for troops. The only problem, the process requires injections into the eyeball. Yeah. In the near future, US troops could trade in their night vision goggles for a direct eye injection that allows them to see in the dark. The process being developed by scientists in both the US and China has already proven successful in laboratory mice. The researchers are confident it would work in humans too. Today, US troops wear large goggles to see in the dark. The devices use infrared sensors to pick up on heat sources, painting an image of a person's surroundings based on radiated warmth. I see. Night vision goggles, NVG, while effective, are expensive, bulky, and require electrical power to operate. NVGs also heavily restrict the wearer's field of view, making it similar to viewing the world through a pair of toilet paper tubes that can create a false perspective of wearer's surroundings, which in wartime could prove dangerous. There are a number of issues that have to be addressed before this could deploy with US troops. For one, until scientists perform human trials, we won't know how effective the nanoparticles are and how well humans will see in the dark. It is subpar to current night vision goggle technology. We don't know if it can be meaningfully improved. And if this only lasts a week, it will require frequent re-injections to soldiers stationed in combat zones, often in grubby, somewhat unsanitary conditions, yes, which would not be cool. Plus, eyeball injections will make even the toughest soldiers weak in the knees. On the other hand, if injectable night vision does work, it means no longer buying expensive night vision goggles, and that means one less power-hungry electronic system on the battlefield, reducing the need for batteries. It will lighten the soldiers' load, making troops more mobile and less fatigued. It promises a much wider field of view for soldiers that matches their daytime vision, giving them equal sustainable or situational awareness day or night. Which, I mean, if you think about it, we just need it. If you think about it, like it is a thing that it would be cool, so that we can just do better war. I mean, I don't know if they did it on that purpose. I actually hope not. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end the episode there. And I really have to thank you. Thank you for being here. And I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success. And also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy. And basically means just being a nice person and then also being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty cool thing. Pretty important thing as well. 3 other questions that I have for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions hopefully gonna show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is a cool thing. And I don't know if I've already said it. I kind of feel like I have, but anyway. Another question that I have for you is: what could you do? What could you say? What could you make? What could you create that is really gonna change somebody's life? Because I totally believe that you can, and we all can. And so why shouldn't we? And yeah, with that being said, I wish you the best, and I'm hopefully going to see you the next time. Let's stay patient, let's stay good, and whatnot. Oh, this is the one. This is the right one. Bye-bye.